Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make a found wooden shelf. Now I've seen these on Instagram and Pinterest for a couple of years now, they're quite popular. They're usually made using driftwood, but I don't live near the beach and I couldn't visit the beach, so I just found some local wood in my park that I liked the shape of and I thought would make a nice shelf. So you could use driftwood if you can get to a beach, if you live near a beach, or possibly at your local park or garden if you can find a piece of wood that would make a nice shelf. So I'm going to show you step by step what to do and the materials that you need. I found mine at my local supermarket and then the rest of the stuff I had was at home, so they're quite easy to pick up and not too expensive either. So it's something that's relatively easy to do. I'd recommend if you're younger getting an adult to help you because you will need some nails and hammers for this, so obviously under supervision so you know what you're doing, but everything else is quite easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to make it now and then the end product at the end. So you're going to need some sandpaper in order to sand down the wood for any bits of dirt. You're going to need a hammer to hammer in some screws at a later date. And you're going to need a tape measure in order to measure out where you're going to put your nails. So I got an assortment of different screws and nails from the shop. It was about 99p, really cheap. So for this I'm going to use these nails here, which are basically your bog standard nail, and they're going to be going into the wood. So the one at the top is going to be used for going into the wall to hang the piece of wood, and then the rest of them I'll use to go along the piece of wood. And here's the wood that I found. So this is before I've sanded it down. So I'm just sanding it down all the way over so that any dirt is taken off the surface, and also any bits of loose bark as well, just so it's nice and clean and you're not going to have any bits falling off it whilst it's hanging on the wall. It's got a nice finish to it. Okay, so now I'm measuring out where I'm going to put my holes. So I've got a pencil and the tape measure. So I've measured it so each hole is going to be 2 inches apart. So I'm just marking that on the wood where I'm going to put my screw, so everything is nice and neat and measured out evenly. Okay, so I've got my hammer and my nails, and I'm going to start to hammer them into the holes. So you can see there, like that's the little dots there that I've put all the way along the piece of wood. Now, looking back, I think that maybe it would have been better to put down something to protect the surface of the floor. It was fine in the end, nothing did happen, there was no scratches, but I just think in future it'd probably be better to put something down so that if anything did happen then you're not going to mark the floor where you're working, unless you're working outside, which is probably better. So I'm just hammering the nails in, and obviously don't want it to be too loose that it'll fall out, but you don't want it to be go too deep into the wood so that it either goes through the other side or you're not going to have enough space to hang what you want to hang on it. Okay, so here's all the nails hammered in. So I've tried to get them nice and evenly apart, about 2 inches each. Some of them are a bit bigger than others, but I think it works. So you're going to need some scissors and some string or rope in order to hang your stick up. So I have basically, it was quite hard to film this, but I'll just explain what I did. So I looped it round either end of the wood, the string, and I sort of did not a plait motion, but just a crisscross motion, just to make it so that the string was thicker and it would hold the weight of the wood. So I've just sort of looped another piece of string all the way around that loop so that it's tighter, and it's also gonna carry the weight of the wood better when we hang it up. So I did this either side, so on the left and the right hand side of the wood, and then in the middle I've had a loose piece of string which is going to be hanging, well, loose piece of cord which is going to be hanging up the wood. So you want it to be quite slack in the middle, you don't want it to be tight, you want it to be slack so that you can hang it up on the wall and you're going to have that space. So there it is, so I've looped it all the way around, I've tied a knot around it a few times in order for it to stay put, and here is the finished product. So I've decided to hang some jewellery on this in my bedroom because I thought it would look nice to display the jewellery, and so yeah, quite happy with the end finish. I may decide to hang it somewhere else. You can hang it somewhere else, you could put clothes on it, scarves on it. It's quite versatile, but I like the idea of having jewellery hanging up on this piece. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more tutorials for art that you can try at home, please subscribe to my channel. I have other tutorials on there at the moment if you'd like to try, and I regularly try to bring out new videos for art that you can do at home that's easy and simple to do and for all ages. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day.